Hi, I'm David Sawyer, and you're watching the East's Daily Download.
I like it. That's great. Let's do it.
Welcome to the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download.
I'm Anissa Sakile with the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download.
Welcome to the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download. That's right. This is the East Daily Download.
So let's get started.
Well, look who it is. Look who joins us right here. It's Lauren.
Hello.
From an undisclosed bunker location.
My house. They all saw me decorate my Christmas tree.
Oh. Was I on the Christmas tree like I am right now?
No, but you are now. It's crazy. Look at you.
I'm just kind of dangling here. So today we are kind of going over, today and tomorrow we're kind of going over the year. Our Zoom table would have been a round table like we did last year. However,
Right.
tell everybody about your recollections from the, let's start from the beginning of the year before we got to the pandemic and how things were going, you know, favorite things from the first part of the year, and then the pandemic hits and things change.
Right. Well, it has been quite the whirlwind of a year. I think that everyone on the East Daily Download and everyone just everywhere can agree with that.
Yeah.
And you're right. The beginning of the year started out so fun. We were all getting to go out on shoots together. We were going out on location together, and getting to get out and about and see businesses and meet new people. And all of that was really fun. And then, like you said, everything just kind of shut down. And I did have the idea to do the shows from home, which I really loved. Those first from home shows are some of my favorites still, because everybody just came together and made it work. You know, me and Richard put together stuff for the baby. And, you know, we had people putting together knitting and doing music stuff. And it was just, everybody came together in a really big way. And then I left and went and had a baby.
I recall.
Yeah. And so that was, I guess it was a lot different than how people normally experience it. Having a baby during a pandemic is totally crazy. But there was also something kind of sweet about the fact that it was just just me and Richard and the baby and all that. So it ended up being not too bad for us. But I have to say, all of you guys, while I was out, just really pulled everything together. The from home episodes, just kind of figuring out how to work during a pandemic, which everybody had to do.
Yeah.
But I feel super lucky because you guys did so well with it. Coming back from maternity leave and getting back in the swing of things, I think would have been a lot harder without you guys.
So did you have a show from the first 3 months of the year, or any shows that really stuck out to you as being your favorites or some of your favorites?
Yeah, I think that
I know what you're going to say.
I think one of my favorite things, I think something that will always be one of my favorite things,
Hold on, let me do this.
was beating you at mini golf, because
As if
Cat
not a
and
broken-
Jack is awesome. They
Broken
really
record.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I mean, I think that obviously in a perfect world, the show would have been very different. However, this is the world that we got. And I think that all things considered, everybody really made the best out of a weird, bad, unique, different, challenging is a good word for it, situation. And I think one of the people who might have been best equipped to deal with it right out of the gate is somebody that I want to bring in next into the show, which is Anissa, because she's kind of one-woman banding. That's an industry term to talk about one person who does the work. From shooting, not all the time, but a lot of times she goes out and shoots her own stories. So in some ways she was really well equipped to kind of jump in, and right out of the gate she was doing stuff like bird watching and talking to bird watching experts and really coming up with these, when it was novel in the beginning of like, oh, it's kind of cool, we're at home, before that novelty wore off.
Before it
And-
all wore off. She has always been very good at coming up with story ideas and then just getting out there and making them happen. So yeah, she was a wonderful asset to have always, but also especially during something like this.
Let's see about bringing her into the show here.
We'll be right back on the East Daily Download.
Well, welcome to the show, our good friend Anissa. Hey,
Hello. Hey guys.
how are you?
Doing good today. Working from home, just getting some edits in.
You're working from home. Now, that's weird because we've been talking about the idea of working from home. We're kind of breaking this up into two different things. One is from January to the middle of March, pre-pandemic, middle of March to now. So let's start with the before. The before the world. Do you remember that? Before the world, before the world flipped upside down. We're just kind of talking about some of our favorite memories or shows or experiences from the beginning of January to the middle of March. Do you have anything that sticks out from that time period before we went into lockdown?
Yeah, I'd say one of the main things was the skate show. So that was a lot of fun, going to the rink, doing the
Cue that video.
go-karting. Yes, that was a really good time. And that was one of the first times I feel like where we had the whole kind of space to ourselves. I really like those type of shoots where we're not rushed to get stuff done. We can make sure that we can take our time and plan out things and just make it look good.
Yeah.
That's true. And we got to experience the difference between rollerblades and quad roller skates.
Yeah.
I think my feelings have been well known and documented on those. and so much so that months later when we were in lockdown at home, I bought rollerblades and made sure I told you, Lauren, I'm like, make sure that Anissa gets this particular show.
Yeah.
Or, no, you were gone. It was me that I get. Yeah, never mind. You weren't here, Lauren. Forget what I just said. You were on maternity leave at that time.
Uh-huh.
And that was when I did that, and I thought, oh, this would be a perfect show for Anissa because I have rollerblades on, and hopefully I won't fall and break anything.
It would have been a good blooper, but no, I love getting the skate shows. Ever since then, I've kind of always gotten the skate shows.
Yeah. So we were also kind of talking that in some ways you might have been best equipped to deal with the transition from, just the normal stuff into the lockdown because you're kind of the one-woman band going out and getting the stories yourself and doing those things. So you might have been the most well-equipped of all of us to actually transition into that role. So when things changed all of a sudden very quickly and you're now working from home and you're trying to get story ideas, how did that change, how you went about doing your job?
First of all, I'm glad that you guys think that because it was just an unexpected transition. So I didn't really know, what was going on or just like to move and then to be working from home like that. It just was like a whirlwind.
So what, obviously anybody who's watched the show since the beginning knows that you're from Illinois, your family's back in Chicago. So from a kind of a more personal standpoint, what's that been like to be isolated and be separated, from your family throughout the course of this year for the most part? I know you'd gone to Las Vegas as a little vacation before the pandemic hit, and obviously you didn't know that was going to be the last time for a while that you were going to see them, but how's that been?
So it's been definitely tough, but we're trying to stay connected and just get creative in different ways. So for everyone's birthday, when we were doing this whole virtual thing, we would always do a Zoom call. Maybe everybody would eat what that one person would be eating, maybe watch a movie later. But for Thanksgiving, this was the first time I have been alone for a real holiday like that. So we did a cooking show. I was able to talk with Ashley, and she made this really cool graphic because my dad. Yes, my dad, he always calls my mom the iron skillet because she's a really good cook. So I talked with Ashley and she made a graphic, cooking with the iron skillet.
And did it go over well with your mom?
She loved it. She was really excited. She was like, "Oh, this is like a real show." And my dad was really into it. He was like a host, you guys. He was. So I'm going to get footage from that too. But We all made my mom's dressing that morning, and then my sister, we were on Zoom, for the call and everything. And then my sister has a friend in Chicago that does like a Family Feud game night. So then we did that all on Zoom too. It was kind of like we were together the whole day. So it's been tough. Thank you. It's been tough, but just making sure I stay connected and unexpected. I mean, who would think that you move out of state for the first time and then it's a pandemic? It just wasn't something that I even knew could happen. So.
I think a lot of people probably agree with you. And somebody else who really came up with, in the beginning of all this, kind of more on the athletic-y side, being out on his bike, was John, who would go out to the mountains, be all isolated by himself and ride his bike out there. So why don't we hear from the man, the myth, the red-haired legend with the big bushy beard, and bring him into the conversation here.
We'll be right back on the East Daily Download.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Our good friend John, provided his audio connects. That's the beautiful part about Zoom.
Oh, you want me?
Oh.
Look,
Now you look good, man.
I love it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Google. Stop.
Oh wow, that's wow.
Okay, Google. Pause music.
I think that's going to do it for this episode. So we were actually just kind of talking. We're breaking things down on the show. January to mid-March, then pandemic to the end of the year. We kind of talked about, you were out on your bike, doing some show pieces about getting out and exercising, and but before we get to that, let's go back. Let's talk about the first few months, because here's a fun fact for everybody at home. The kind of real, not the impact of, but the pandemic really kind of kicked off in a big way on John's birthday. It was that night when the NBA canceled their season and things. Then the next day is when everything started shutting down. So we had shot a couple of shows, John and I, going out for his birthday to New Look Bouncing Party. It was great time out there and great people with Sheila. And we shot the show like 2 weeks before his birthday, just to get it produced and taken care of because of scheduling. And then it airs and everything happens. So do you have any, that's one of my favorite memories, doing that show this year. Do you have any of your favorite shows that you've been a part of this year?
Honestly, I think that was probably the biggest one, and that was my last big involvement with the show. It was sometime around then that we kind of shifted to this production system where we were doing just about everything from our homes.
Yeah.
It felt like by the time that one hit the air, it was already kind of dated. It was like, oh God, we're out there we're not wearing masks or anything like that. It just looks really weird. And thinking back on it now, oh man, thinking back on the shows where I was going out and exercising and stuff like that, even that seems a little short-sighted, in hindsight, just with how everything kind of transpired this year.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly got crazy very quickly. We had gone out, we'd gone to Captain Jack's, done mini golf, we'd gone to the ice skating rink, Painted Peacock, although you weren't at the Painted Peacock one. But we'd been out on location. We were kind of building momentum on these on-location shoots.
And then it just all of a sudden came to a screeching halt.
Well, because like anything, when something starts, you don't really know what's going on just yet. It was so early, and we were all kind of trying to figure it out. We had discussions, nothing to do with even being on the show, but just in the building as to, are people working from home? Are we working here? What are we doing? And John was really the last person to go. He was kind of the only person left in the department in the building for a while. And now...
He pushed me out the door.
Yeah, he didn't want to go because he enjoyed the quiet, I guess. And then and then we fast forward to December when we're taping the show right now, and he and Anissa are like the two, and Ashley, I guess you're the three who are still out of the building, and everybody else kind of comes in here and there. But how did being at home change the way you approach doing the show, John, or did it have any impact on it at all?
I mean, there were a lot of the, especially around the beginning, like you had mentioned, the segments where we were kind of encouraged to go out and film our own little bit of content, like do whatever we could to chip in and contribute to the show. Because, like you said, we had that the wind kind of knocked out our sails there, and it just turned into this mad dash of we got to get content and here, do whatever you can to figure out how you can work with the show and just like get something to it. But I don't know, it kind of changed over the months. We got a new rhythm with it. We kind of figured out what we were doing with it. We adapted, and I mean, I think I can speak for myself right now more than anyone. Like, this has become a pretty interesting work environment here. I actually seem to work pretty well from here.
Yes, you have.
We'll be right back on the East Daily Download.
So hey everybody, now we're welcoming into the show Bryce, and because we are, I don't know, that's like, we're like 5 feet apart. She's got the mask on. Yeah, so Bryce is does all of the around Salute to the East and the Down Eats. So what's this year been like, in your opinion, because you've been part of a lot of the shoots that have gone on, a lot of the stuff that's happened?
Well, Salute to the East was interesting in the beginning because going out and getting footage of these environments, there was like no one really out, you know, because the lockdown was going on. So that was really peaceful, but kind of like bittersweet, you know, because of why everyone was not there. But I've really enjoyed the season because of Down Eats and getting to know a lot of these local business owners and getting to hear their stories about, you know, trying to make it through this pandemic. That's also been really bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because I love getting to know the community and supporting these families, you know. But I also feel for them because it's been a real struggle just trying to make it work with all the, you know, COVID stuff going on. So rooting for my Down Eats families out there.
And you brought back a lot of good food to the station.
Yes, oh my gosh. Honestly, a big thank you to all of the people that I got to know and all the restaurants that I got to visit. Thank you so much for allowing us to come out and get to know your restaurant.
Let's do a quick around the horn here. Lauren, do you have a favorite memory or favorite episode? What's your favorite thing or favorite 2 things from this year?
Other than beating you at mini golf, or does that still count? Because I said beating you at mini golf earlier, but then also the painted peacock doing our mascots was one of my favorites. Just the teamwork that we've all had and having to work from home and like figuring out how to work differently, yeah. I think has been a big thing for me. And yeah, I still think the mini golf was my favorite.
What about you, Anissa? What is your favorite?
Let's see. Oh, the time is ticking. I would say my favorite, I also loved going to so take home kits. I think that was really fun. In the beginning when we were doing all of the stuff from home, figuring out what businesses had things that you could take home. So painted peacock, that, and then the mellow mushroom take home pizza. I have never made a pizza from scratch.
I loved your mellow mushroom take home pizza kit. story. Like you put the camera in the oven. Like that was one of my favorite stories.
Oh, that explains what happened to the camera. Okay.
Right. But that was a lot of fun.
What about you, John?
I think my favorite was when I think I was supposed to be involved with an interview with you and Lauren, but for some reason the schedule did not allow it. So you guys just recorded you guys talking to a picture of me on the TV, and I got to dub over whatever I wanted. I just got to be a real jerk. So I mean, it was just true to form, true to my character. But I appreciated the freedom that I got with that one. Like, I think that my favorite part was just sitting at home, putting a pillow up to my mouth for just like one of the screaming parts, just like, and recording that. It was great.
That's your favorite memory of the year. Okay. Well, what about you, Bryce?
It involved me and no one else.
What about you, Bryce?
I think I really liked the basketball episode. We went out to ECU, and there's just something about that last moment when you're like, it's the last shot. This is D block. Gotta make it. And sure enough, you made it.
We've
addressed this earlier in the show.
We're running out of time. Don't have the time.
You're just never going to let this one go.
No, I'm fine with it. It's okay. We will go and have a rematch. We've already decided that. It just, when we can actually safely do it, we'll go and do that. But
in the new year when everything will change for the better, please.
We will be back with all new episodes very soon with the East Daily Download. So thank you for joining us on the Zoom table. Lauren, John, Anissa, Bryce, Naomi, Nikki helped out on a show or two. Ashley, like I said, Ariana, Angie, everybody at the station. Thank you all for watching. And I'm going to do what I normally do and get up and walk out. So see everybody.